Compound interest is a little different and a little more complicated than simple interest. In compound interest, we are calculating the interest over what's called a compound period, calculating an interest amount, adding that to the principal, and we're using this total value to calculate interest over the next compounding period. Things add up quite quickly, as you will see as you work problems. Here's our equation for compound interest. You're familiar with future value and principal, but what about these two new guys, M and N? R is, that's our friend rate, and of course that would be the decimal version we need to put in there. M is equal to the number of compounding periods per year. So if we are compounding monthly, we do that 12 times per year, and M is equal to 12. 12 is the number of compounding periods per year. What if we're only compounding quarterly, 4 times a year? Well, that's our answer. M is equal to N for quarterly compounding. What about for annual compounding? Then what is M? Well, let's see. We're doing it once per year. M is equal to 1. How about N? N is the total number of compounding periods in the loan. So let's say we were doing quarterly compounding. That's where M is 4. And let's say it was a 3-year loan. Well, the total number of compounding periods we see is equal to M times years. So in our example, it would have been 4, our quarterly compounding M value, times 3 years. N would be equal to 12. Let's do an example and calculate what our future value is going to be. Let's find the future value of $5,000 compounded, let's say monthly, or monthly, as I saw in one of the mastery exercises. Compounded monthly for 5 years at an annual rate of 3%. When you see a rate written just like that, 3%, 11%, 16%, it always means annual rate. If it means something else, they will say so. So, future value, let's write our equation. Here it is. It's going to be our equation, but first we got to know what, let's see, what M and N are. Well, let's see. M is the number of compounding periods per year. Well, let's see, what are we doing? We're compounding monthly. So how many times do we have per year? We have 12. How about N? N is equal to M times what? The number of years. How many years do we have? 5. In this example, N is equal to 60. Okay, now we're ready to plug these values in and calculate what the future value is of $5,000 compounded monthly for 5 years at a pretty low rate, 3%. Let's see, future, I better move up here. Future value is principal times 1 plus R over M raised to the N. Future value is $5,000 times 1 plus R. What's our rate? 3%. Do I just write 3? No, we got to have a decimal version. 3%, what are you equal to? I need to move 2 decimal points. All right, which way do I go? Left or right? Let's see, I have to make it smaller. I'm going to divide 3 by 100, which means I need to pad with some zeros. 1, 2, 0.03 is the decimal version of 3%. So 0.03 over, let's see, my equation says M, and that's 12 raised to the N power. Okay, once again, we got some calculator work to do here. Where do we start? Always, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, start with the parentheses. We have to go inside the deepest, most heavily nested parenthesis. We only have one here, so we got to do the work inside here. Let's see, and we have division and addition. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, multiplication and division comes first. So we take our 0.03, 0.03, divide that by 12, and then I can add 1 to that, and I get a syntax error because I didn't do that right. Oh, clear everything, start over. 0.03 divided by 12 equals plus 1, 1.0025, and now right away I'm going to raise that to the 60th power, and I get 5,000 times 1.1616. Now some of you were calculating values in our on our discussion board and getting slightly different values than I was, and I suspect that part of it might be due to rounding error. Whenever you write numbers down like I've written down this 1.1616, you've lost some precision if you don't write down all the decimals that are in this number, and who knows, it might go on forever. So if you are writing numbers down, be sure to use write down a good handful of numbers to get the accuracy that you need. That's just a rule of thumb, a handful of decimal places or significant digits. Oh, there's a whole nother discussion. We won't have that one now. But that can be the problem. If you can keep numbers in the calculator, you're better off. Okay, so my future value, I just need to multiply this times 5,000 now. And my future value is $5,808 and how many cents? Not that it really matters. 8 cents. There we go. How much interest did we make? Well, we could simply subtract the principal, 5,000, from this, and we'd find out the interest on that we earned was $808. So what did we do? We invested $5,000 for 5 years at 3%, compounded monthly. We earned $5,808 at the end of the period.